What is the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator? MBTI. The Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, MBTI, is a widely used personality assessment tool that categorizes individuals into one of 16 personality types based on their preferences for certain ways of thinking and behaving. The test is based on Carl Jung's theory of psychological types and was developed by Isabel Briggs Myers and Catherine Briggs. The MBTI assesses 4 dimensions of personality. Extroversion versus introversion, EI. This dimension assesses how a person gets their energy. Whether they prefer to focus on the outer world of people and things, extroversion, or the inner world of ideas and reflections, introversion. Sensing versus intuition, SN. This dimension assesses how a person processes information. Whether they prefer to focus on the facts and details of the present and the past, sensing, or the possibilities and potential of the future, intuition. Thinking versus feeling, TF. This dimension assesses how a person makes decisions, whether they prefer to focus on objective analysis and logic, thinking, or subjective personal values and emotions, feeling. Judging versus perceiving, JP. This dimension assesses how a person approaches the outer world. Whether they prefer a planned, organized, and decisive approach, judging, or a flexible, spontaneous, and adaptable approach, perceiving. The 16 personality types are a combination of these 4 dimensions, such as INTJ, introverted, intuitive, thinking, judging. ENFJ, extroverted, intuitive, feeling, judging. ISTJ, introverted, sensing, thinking, judging. And so on. The MBTI is widely used in many fields, including business, education, counseling, and human resources. It is considered as a valuable tool for understanding individual differences in personality and communication styles, and can be used for personal development, team building, and conflict resolution. However, it's important to note that the Myers-Briggs test is not a scientific measure, and has been criticized for its lack of empirical evidence, lack of objectivity and reliability, and the way the results are interpreted and applied. The test is not intended to label or stereotype individuals but to offer them an understanding of their strengths and potential blind spots, and to help them appreciate and value differences in others. Some little-known trivia about the Myers-Briggs test includes that Isabel Briggs Myers, one of the creators of the test, was inspired to develop the MBTI because of her own struggles to find her place in the world. The MBTI is not a test in the traditional sense, but a questionnaire that assesses preferences, not abilities or traits. The most common personality type among men is ISTJ, introverted, sensing, thinking, judging. And the most common personality type among women is ESFJ, extroverted, sensing, feeling, judging. The MBTI is translated into over 20 languages and is used in more than 100 countries. In conclusion, the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, MBTI, is a widely used personality assessment tool that helps individuals understand their own personality and communication styles, and appreciate and value the differences in others. It is based on Carl Jung's theory of psychological types and can be used in many fields such as business, education, counseling, and human resources. However, it's important to remember that the test is not a scientific measure and should be used as a guide and not a label. Like and subscribe.